Right, and Give Us 2 Minutes. We've done podcasts where we have the referee, Charles Kane. Okay, we got that. We got Mike Washington.
Always.
Still keeping sexy alive. We got Big Jeff over here. Big brother.
What's going on?
What's up, Big Jeff? We got the two Roses in here. Dr. Rosie Rogers. Even though you pick a bad team, you look good, girlfriend. And Chris Jackson.
Taking command. Commanders.
Yeah, I was questioning your gear tonight, but that's okay. And then we got a special guest, Mr. Cunningham. We'll bring him up here. You can see him in a few minutes. He has a wonderful story, folks. You don't want to miss it. But before we begin, we're going to give the breakdown of the scores and highlights here, just real brief. The Buccaneers and Falcons. The Buccaneers got the Falcons. I think Pennis is going to do well. The Bengals and the Browns. That was the brown out, we'll call it. The Colts, they were 16-17. Bengals won. Dolphins 8-33. The beat down. That was a beat down there. Raiders against the Patriots. Surprise game, I believe. You know, the Raiders won 20-13. The Cardinals and Saints. Even though Kyler Murray was sick, he showed enough to win the game, 20-13 to Spencer Ratliff. You know, hey, he gave a guy's effort. Steelers against the Jets was probably the best game there, 34-32. Steelers won. Commanders and Giants, the beat down in the Meadowlands or whatever they call it, 21-6. The Jaguars against the Panthers, it was a beat down, but really the Panthers that good. Then you got the Broncos. They got past the Titans. It might be something there in the water in Nashville. And then the Packers and Lions. Well, we'll skip over that. Packers won 27-13 thanks to Rosie Rogers' team. Then we got the Rams and Texans. Rams barely beat the Texans. Texans just scoring field goals right now. They got to get it going. And, of course, a surprise game. I mean, I turned the game off. The Bills beat the Ravens 41-40 last second. I mean, come on, John. Come on, John. Come on, John. And then we got the Vikings beating the Bears 27-24. Okay, you know. And then, of course, let's not forget, you know, the very first thing, the Chiefs against the Chargers. My man Harbaugh actually showed up 27-21. Chargers win. And, of course, everybody's favorite team, the Eagles beating the Cowboys. What I'm saying is anybody against the Cowboys is the favorite team. 24-20, Eagles won. Now that we got that out of the way, we're going to give everybody, Chris Jackson, Big Jeff, and Mike Washington, and Dr. Rogers, an opportunity to say 2 minutes of what you guys saw this week. We're going to start with the lovely Dr. Rosie Rogers.
Are you going to start with me after you be dogging me out by my team? Hey, what's up? I am a loyal Dallas Cowboys fan to the core. Born, raised, grew up wanting to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, but I'm glad that did not happen. But listen, so the one thing I want to talk about is, you know, of course, the spit heard around the world. You know, just
that's cute.
All of that, you know, like what? I don't know what that's about. I don't know if he needs to come to me for some counseling. Both of them, you know, I would be glad to help out because I know, you know, playing football and all those things. I've raised 3 football players at high levels. I know what it's like. I know the pressure, but keep the spit in your mouth. I mean, you know, just don't do that. Just don't do that. You know, I know he did get fined, like $57,000 or something. And the game that he set out counts as his 1 game suspension. You know, maybe more. But Charles was on me because I said earlier that we looked good losing. What I mean is we looked good as a football team. You know, we held it. It ain't like we got stomped in the mud. You know, I think we played well. So that's the first game. There's so many more to come. Go Dallas Cowboys.
Thank you, Dr. Roger. Other roses that's hanging out with thorns. It's Chris Jackson. What are we going to hear from you?
I can hardly contain myself because, of course, the Commanders brought it at home. It was more red in that stadium than we had seen in quite a while. And Jaden Daniels, what can I say? That boy is just pristine, okay? His whole demeanor, cool, calm, collect, and that $1 million smile, like he's enjoying himself, okay? Now, I must say, just to, you know, reference those other 2 games that I did actually cut off and thought that they went the other way, Ravens and, of course, the Bears. My God, you just have to play hard till the very end. That's all I say. You got to leave it out on the field And I'm looking forward to the Packers on Thursday. So super excited because I think this is going to be our year. And this is one of them times where we're not going to say, wait till next year. This is it right here. So yes, Rosie, I went to Dallas. I got this for you. This is going to be your Christmas gift
Thank you.
because this will probably be what you're going to get on Christmas is up this. Because we're
Yeah.
going to be playing you on Christmas Day.
And we're gonna beat y'all. So, but I'll take the gift. Thank you so much for thinking about me.
Well, we
Okay.
foul on
That's
that
your
one also.
Christmas wish list. Okay.
Okay.
A foul on Rosie. Yeah, you got to keep your mouth shut when somebody else is speaking.
Hey,
You
okay.
just got to shut up. Doesn't matter. Give them the 2 minutes.
It's
Give
a
them-
Dallas
Even
thing.
if they're speaking at you.
yeah,
Okay.
even if they're speaking, you just have to wait your turn to get back out.
Well, we got Big Jeff in the house. Come on, Big Jeff. What did you see this week?
I saw a lot of good games. Like Chris said, the one that surprised me was the Ravens game. I was watching the game and then I dozed off and woke up and saw the Bills driving down the field. I was like, oh no, because Henry had a heck of a game. Him and Lamar and the rest of the team. But yeah, that was kind of like upsetting for me. Even though our team won, it was still upsetting just to see that big turnaround like that. And some of the other games, they were close. We had two games that were with the two of the three coaches. We had the two of the games were 20-13. I was surprised at that. That's one of my lottery numbers. But anyway, yeah, so it was interesting. And of course the Bears, who I thought they were, with their new offensive coordinator, they still in the same position that they are because of their quarterback.
Wait,
That's it.
that's it. Well, like I said, all three Lions coaches last year lost. Going on from that, our man Mike Washington. What did you see this week?
What did I see this week? I saw a lot this week, Todd. First of all, again, like Christine and Jeff, and also I know Charles is feeling the same way. Congratulations to the Washington Commanders. They did exactly what I thought they would do. And of course, like every season, they're not gonna get no respect until they end up back in the playoffs, because the first thing everybody was talking about was how good the Giants defensive line was going to be, and Dexter Lawrence. Now I'm gonna give Dexter Lawrence some praise because my one of our other brothers is married to Dexter Lawrence's aunt. Okay, so now that's the only reason why I'll give him any pat on the back at all. But with that being said, we made their defensive line look kind of silly out there. Our offensive line being a new line put together and having a rookie on that right side impressed me. The rookie didn't give up too much. I think he gave up maybe like one sack and one rush is what they were saying. But all in all, he held his own. And to see him do that against the line like the New York Giants was very impressive. I'm gonna hold my comments about that Thursday night game against the Eagles and the Cowboys, because I have a question for Mr. Cunningham that's gonna, I think, kind of put him on the spot. But other than that, looking forward to us playing the Packers this Thursday. I believe our offense, they had a nice little test run, but I think it'll be high powered because Jaden looks good in prime time. So to my recollection, he didn't lose at all last year on a Monday night, Sunday night game. So I'm looking forward to this Thursday night game to get things kicked off.
I don't think you're going to look too forward to it, but we're going to look forward to our next guest. Our next guest is Mr. Cunningham. Folks, you're in for a real treat because, folks, if you look behind him, not saying Charles Keynes is not a real ref, but we got a real NFL ref tonight, guys. I'm not going to steal his thunder. Mr. Cunningham, can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself there, sir? Here, take it away, sir.
First, you guys don't have to call me Mr. Cunningham. You can call me Gene, Eugene. Mike, the neighborhood, they call me Chucky. That's what they call the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
But in Eugene or even Chucky, that'll work. Yeah, I was born and raised North DC, raised in Northeast until high school. Went to Langley Junior, Emory Elementary, Langley Junior High.
Okay.
Then moved to Southeast, went to Anacostia. Got into officiating. I always was a football fan, but never thought about officiating. So I want to try to make this a little shorter because this is a long story. I'm have a hard time condensing things sometimes, but
I just have to bring you back.
Okay, but I'm gonna give you everything in a short version tonight if I can.
Sure.
But I was always a football fan. Used to sneak into the games up at McKinley when I was at Emory Elementary School, Langley Junior High. Climb the fence to go to the games. I mean, go back in the day. And I was working. I was 26 years old, working downtown. Met a guy who, good guy. We had a lot in common. We both had just divorced. He had 2 kids. I had a daughter. He had custody of his kids, and I was seeing my daughter regularly. And we used to talk to each other about doing our daughter's hair and stuff like that. You know, when they, that's how we talk about taking care of our kids, right?
My man.
And, but he was a high school football player at the time, doing inner high stuff in DC. Mm-hmm. And I told him, he said, I said, man, you know, I like football. I never thought about officiating. Is that difficult to get into? He said, no, man, I can get you in that. I can get some references. You need pre-references and all that. And I'll be a reference. I get 2 other guys to be a reference. I can get you in. I was traveling a lot with my job, and he made me realize that when you join that, you got to be available. You got a game on your schedule. You got to work the game. So I didn't want to put him in a bad spot because I knew that I might be missing games because of my travel. And I said, no, I better put this off until I have my schedule is will allow me to do it like I'm supposed to.
Right.
12 years went by. 12 years. I was 26 when I was first introduced to the idea. Now I'm 38. I had lost contact with my buddy. Hadn't seen him in 8-9 years. Another thing we had in common, we're both Navy reserves. That's another thing we had in common. We're both Navy reserves. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to go on active duty for training for 1 summer for the Navy. Bumped into him at the Navy Marine Corps Reserves and hadn't seen him in, like I said, 8-9 years. He's getting this physical to go on active duty too for the 2 weeks in the summer. So we talking, and I asked him, I said, man, are you still doing the football thing? He said, yeah, man, as a matter of fact, I'm ready to go in the NFL. He had just been picked up by the NFL. Go in. He had finished high school stuff. He had done his college stuff. Now he was going to the NFL. That's how long it had been. Last time I saw him, he was doing high school.
Right.
Now he's going NFL.
Right.
So I said, man, I think I might want to do that now. I'm available. I might want to do that. So that's when I got involved. He was up in New York. He was on the field for 8 years. Then he got a job in New York as a supervisor. And he hired me. I mean, I start late. I'm starting at 38. Most of those guys starting at mid-20s.
Right.
Early 30s at oldest.
Right.
I'm 38 when I started.
Right. You losing your breath.
Yeah, man. He hired me I missed the Canadian part. I did some Canadian Football League first. 2 years. Baltimore had a team. It's called the Baltimore Stallions. Anybody remember that team?
Yep.
They went to the Grey Cup 2 years in a row. And that was what they called a game day assistant. So I go over there and I would be on the field doing commercials. I let the teams know, hey, we're going on a commercial. I was all over the place. I was a backup clock operator. I was taking penalty stats, all that. Did that for 2 years. Great team. The fans in Baltimore, they supported that team. I mean, like it was the Colts. They even the Colts marching band performed at halftime at the Canadian Football League team. And when Baltimore picked up the expansion team, the Baltimore Ravens in 1999, 96, 97, I was hired to be a play clock operator for them.
Okay.
Operated the play clock, the 40-second clock. And I did that for 3 years, and then they brought it back replay. And that's when my buddy was in New York. And he said, man, we're bringing back replay. Do you want to work in the replay? And I was getting ready because I hadn't gone to college. I hadn't done college ball yet. But I had buddy Johnny Greer. You might know Johnny Greer, DC, first black referee.
Okay.
Keeping it down.
Yeah, Johnny Greer at the time was the supervisor for the MEAC
Okay.
football officials.
Mm-hmm.
And Johnny was trying to hire me to be an official in the MEAC because he had just taken the job and he was revamping the whole organization, getting rid of a lot of older guys and the whole thing. And he asked me if I would come and work with him. I said, yeah, man, I do that. Week later, I get a call from New York. Hey, Gene, we're bringing back replay. You want one of those jobs? We're going to have 16 jobs. You want one? Yeah. I said, well, let me think. I just told Johnny I was going to go work with him in the MEAC. He said, well, make a decision. Let me know because I got to pass some names on to some people and I need to know if you want to be on that list.
Absolutely.
So I said, by this time I'm 41 and I'm thinking if I do Johnny's thing, by the time I do 5-6 years of Johnny things, I'm going to be too old to go to the NFL on the field.
Absolutely.
I might as well take this NFL job now. Long story short, I took that job, did it for 22 years.
Wow.
Retired in 2022, May of 2022, 3 years ago.
Yeah. Wow. You know, that's an amazing.
That's a beautiful story.
I mean, that's endurance and keeping your dreams alive and taking your opportunities when you can.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to ask my panel, we already talked about the Detroit Lions if you repped any of those games, but we'll skip past that. Any questions from our panelists on Gene there? Go ahead, Mike.
One of my questions would be, such a great story. Do you actually go into high schools and tell them about those opportunities? Because all kids are not athletic. You know what I mean? So
right.
so some of them have to realize they're not going to be able to play, but they might be able to officiate.
Now, I don't go into high schools, but I did recruit though.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I used to set up in malls.
Mm-hmm.
Tables in the mall. They just let us sit at a table, had flags out there, had my striped shirt on, the whole bit. Because believe it or not, there was a shortage of officials.
Right.
And I mean, now it's shortage even greater now, believe it or not, at the lower levels.
Do you remember Grillo? The Grillos?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes, that's right. Exactly.
Lou Grillo, yeah.
Exactly. Because his dad lived about 2 or 3 doors down from my parents' store. And they tried to get me to be an official. And I was going to do it at one time, and then some other stuff came up. But I was interested in doing that, and that was very interesting because this guy, I used to watch him officiate NBA games. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah,
we got the flag there.
Who's the flag for?
Because you already asked your question, can you give somebody else on the panel opportunity to ask a question so we can stay on time?
I already asked my question. What I don't understand it with the flag. See, I'm glad this is part of the show too, because first of all, we was winding down, and so if you got an ear, you would hear us winding down. I was like, anyway, let somebody else talk. Go ahead, let somebody else talk. Go ahead, there you go.
Big Jeff wants to join the officiating crew. Go ahead, Big Jeff. You've been killing me, man.
Yeah, I want to ask a question, Gene. When you say you started out officiating, you started out as the clock management, right?
Play clock operator, yeah.
Play clock operator.
In the NFL,
did the clock ever get stuck on you games? I'm just asking,
Hey, no, but I stopped it when I shouldn't have, though.
Okay, yeah. There you go. You answering my question right there. Yeah. They probably still doing that right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But they don't that kind of stuff, man. I did it by mistake, and I had to write a letter to New York.
Wow. Okay.
Somebody picked up on it.
Okay.
I mean, they have coaches watching that stuff, man. They don't looking for anything.
That's true. Because I coached high school football before, so we do keep a guy on the clock.
Right. Oh yeah.
For, things like that. Yep.
That Jeff sounds kind of personal, Jeff.
I have a question.
Yes.
So my question is, how do you feel, or what's it like after you make the wrong call and you made the wrong call, and even if it's detrimental to the game or not, what's that process like of getting beyond making that wrong call?
It's agony. I mean, believe me, if you make a mistake, one of the reasons I don't want to regress, but when I watch football, I will watch it one eye on the game, the other eye on the officials, because there's still 5 DC guys in the NFL right now. Buddies of mine.
Okay.
Okay.
So you never know. So you watching them if they're on TV, because they'll call halftime. Man, did you see that flag I threw in the first quarter? What you think about that? If they had a little doubt, and they won't know until after the game whether or not it was right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But the guys, they will agonize for 2-3 days after making a mistake.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine.
And they feel so much better when they make a call to somebody like me, a friend. What do you think? They want me to tell the truth. I said, man, I don't know, man. That was questionable.
Mm-hmm.
And now they feel real bad.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next day when New York sees it, New York might say it was good. Oh, that's relief. Because you're graded every play. You're graded. Right. Because making the playoffs is huge, a lot of money involved. And so they're looking at everything you do, how you run, how you throw your flag. Most importantly, whether or not it's a flag, if it's a penalty. That's the big one. But things come into how you run, what position are you in at the time you throw the flag. Say, why you throw the flag, man? You weren't even in position to see that. Why are you looking over there? That's not your area. Why do you have a flag on that? It's called a Me Too flag.
Wow.
You threw a flag because somebody else threw a flag.
Okay.
And they don't like that. Throw what you see. Don't throw a flag. The other 3 other flags on the ground. You feel like I throw mine too, like I saw it. You didn't see that because you're not even supposed to be looking over there.
Wow.
That kind of.
It'd be a question like that coming from a Dallas Cowboy fan.
What? I'm actually more interested in what's the compensation plan for a referee?
Compensation? Well, it's based on your year.
How much I get paid?
It's based on your years in service. So a first year official, and they've gotten a raise since I left. They just got a new contract, and so a first year official might between $4,500 and $5,500 a game. First year, it caps out at about $11,500, $12,000 a game for an official.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Plus per diem. So you might pick up $500 a weekend just for hotel and food. Of course, you might spend a third of that. So you're talking money every weekend. But they cap out at 20 years. So if the top salary is, say, $11,500, $12,000 a game, after you get 20 years, that's the most you can make. So you might work another 10 years, but you can still just make $12,000 a year.
So they're averaging around $200,000 a year.
Yeah.
In 17 weeks.
That's not including playoffs. That's not
exactly
including preseason.
I'm in the wrong. Hey, you got
the
applications
here, everybody.
I'm sorry.
Applications?
This is looking for opportunities. Great question there, Chris.
Yes, I am.
Look out for yourself.
But
any applications?
Oh yeah, I tell you what.
You still got connections?
No,
I got 5 good buddies.
Okay.
Still,
okay.
DC. They ain't looking for no 60-year-old man.
No.
Nah, hey, I ain't talking about for myself. I'm gonna get somebody in there. We're gonna split the money. I know some of my nephews. I get some of my nephews a job like that. But now here's another question.
It looks like Big Jeff is looking for a job like that.
Yeah. What do you feel about?
Questions are over.
No, they ain't over. This is my show. What do you feel about grabbing the hair?
Can I give a little more clarity to Chris Jackson on her? Yeah. Like I said, you start at about 45, 55 your first year, and every year it goes up. So you might make $5,500, $5,000 a game this year. Next year you might be making $6,500 a game. So it goes up every year over the 7-year period of the contract. Then new contract, then the starting salary goes up. So the next contract, the starting salary might be $8,000 a game. Cap might be $14,000 a game. Because there's so much money in NFL, the officials they say, "Man, we need to get our piece of that."
That's right.
So they get a boost every new contract because the league is making $15 billion a year from all these different sources. Now gambling is involved, and that's plenty of money coming in.
That was another question I'm going to ask you. Do you think some of the flags are coming out there because them officials are gambling?
No.
See, I would say don't answer that question because.
No, I can answer that. No.
Okay.
We're going to save some of these questions for when Eugene come back.
Yeah.
Our time, and we just realized this is a very interesting segment. One thing I want.
Now he going to answer my question about pulling the hair. That's why we're here. That's why we got him here today. He gonna answer that question.
Hey, if you let it grow, then it's game.
Yeah, they say that it's part of your uniform.
So I can't grab you by the back of your shoulder pads, but I can grab you by your hair.
Yes, you can. Because your shoulder pads, that's your shoulder pads. That's an intentional thing. You know, to pull you back. You can and you can't. You got that wear your shoulder pads, but you don't have to wear your hair. You put your hair out there. That's on you. But you got to have your shoulder pads. You got to. You can't avoid inside the shoulder pads.
Now I'm gonna go there.
Most
of the hair is on the brothers. It ain't too many white boys with the long hair on offense. So I would be if I was in a meeting and it had something to do with that, I'd probably be the only one, I guess. But I'd be strongly upset about them being able to grab somebody's hair, because I remember that when it came up with Reggie Williams when he played with Miami. But that hurts my feelings just to know that they allow them dudes to grab them guys' hair, because most of them are brothers.
Yeah, but if I was a coach, I'd advise my player not to tuck it into your shirt or whatever you can do. Get it under your helmet. You don't want it out there.
Yeah.
Look like Big Jeff never had a problem playing. So
no, definitely.
It's like you've been low riding it for a while, bro. So so with that in mind, there, I guess we got the 2-minute drill there. I mean, we want to thank our guests.
Well, one moment before we thank our guests. One important thing Eugene didn't mention that he achieved when he was as a referee. He was the chaplain for his group of referees.
Yes.
Crew.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. Way to represent the Lord up there. Yes. Keeping him first. Appreciate we love you for that. And we don't see it enough. We don't see it in character enough. It shows the kind of character you have, sir. And with that in mind there, we do have the 2-minute drill here. And so we're gonna flip a coin. Mr. Kane, who you gonna flip it? Who's gonna go first?
Mike
Washington, you're gonna go first, man. 2 minutes.
So my 2 minutes this week is going to be on how well our rookie played this weekend. It was funny because we got 2 rookies on our team that actually played, one on the offensive side, one on the defense side. Trey Amos was looked over and picked up by the Commanders because they thought that he had a problem with his back. And he tried to convince everybody that it was just, a temporary thing. And a lot of teams picked over him. So I'm glad we picked him up because he was outstanding this weekend. And I feel like as the games go on, he's just going to get better. I love the way Lattimore is back and healthy. And they picked up Will Harris from the Saints. So they played together on the Saints team, and putting them together on the Commanders team right now just showed that Lattimore still has what it takes to play cornerback. And Will Harris picked up right where Jeremy Chin left off at, because Jeremy Chin was a hitter, but Will Harris is a hitter and he can tackle. Now, Jeremy Chin had a little problem with tackling, but he could hit you. But our running back, Dollar Bill, that boy is going to be exceptional. He didn't get to play his whole senior year in college, and so a lot of teams thought he wasn't going to be able to, make it through his NFL debut. But he showed a lot of teams that you made a mistake, and I think a lot of them teams, those guys speak about all the time. They always have a chip on their shoulder about the teams that picked over them, and they remember. I don't know how they do it, but they remember all the teams that could have picked them. And when they go to play them, they make sure that they have outstanding games. So that's my 2 minutes. And I think Thursday night is going to be proof that our defensive line is for real. Those guys out there hungry and ferocious, and picking up Von Miller along with keeping Wagner was probably one of the best things the Commanders could ever have done to support their defensive squad. So I'm looking forward to a lot of good games this season. That's for sure.
Well, on that note, I'm not looking for a whole lot of good games this year. As a Detroit Lion fan, we lost our offensive and defensive coordinator, and all of those head coaches from the Detroit Lions lost this week. It's going to be a long season. Still got a great team. You know, they might get it together. We may squeak it into the playoffs. But the thing I want to point out, for the first time in the history of the NFL, they have 16 black quarterbacks start. Half the league was started by black quarterbacks. We've come a long way from seeing one or two a decade, if that.
Yeah.
And to sing
Yeah,
also
definitely.
give a shout out that, you know what? Hopefully NFL starts changing its mindset a little bit more and be more open to having other quality people of other stuff there. And now Big Jeff is a QB and stuff. And then, you know, looking at the Ravens, you know, the Ravens having a historic meltdown along with the Bears. You know, you kind of expected with the Bears, you know, it's the Bears. Okay. But the Ravens total meltdown like that. And, you know, I'm feeling for the brother, you know, that is the defensive coordinator that's going to possibly fall on him. You know, we're always rooting for our brothers and sisters and everybody. We're rooting for everybody because we want to see good games and stuff. But unfortunately, because of the history of the game, you know, it's a little bit more for us because we don't get the opportunities. We have to be better and all that perfect. I mean, and now we're seeing things going back there. But, you know, overall, I'm just saying, folk, and, you know, I have to give it to my boy Aaron Glenn. I mean, Glenn from the Jets. The dude coached an excellent game with what he was given against the Steelers that looks like they're going to be pretty tough this year. So I just got to give it to him this year. And like I said, once again, folk, we're going to get out of here, but we want to thank our host. I mean, our special guest, not our host, the special guest, Gene Cunningham, the real referee there. Not saying that Charles Kane is not the real, he's the real referee for our group. But the real referee of the NFL, we thank you for coming on the show, folks. Before we leave, we got to give a shout out to everybody on here. What are you doing this week, Chris Jackson?
Oh my gosh. I'm still on cloud nine from last weekend, interacting with Sherry Shepherd. But this weekend, I'm actually going to chill. This is one of those rare weekends where I don't have anything to do but prepare for the next weekend when I have a big comedy gig. So
Right, go Sister Soul.
chilling.
We're going to keep it live. Dr. Rogers, what do we see you doing this week?
What? I am actually this weekend I'm doing something a little bit different than usual. Let me back up. It's not different than usual. I'm catering an event this weekend, decorating and catering. That's one of my many hats that I wear. Rehearsals for shows I got coming up, 3 shows coming up this fall. And the gig that I'm catering and decorating for is my pastor is being installed as a bishop. So I have the opportunity to make some great food, fit for, royalty in the spiritual realm. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend.
Well, we're going to be cooking
That's
for
cool.
me next time we get you on the set. All right, Big Jeff.
Okay, well,
What
my
you doing,
weekend
man?
starting Thursday with the Thursday night game. And then I'll probably watch some of the other teams on Sunday. Going over my parents' house, sit over there with them and watch some games so we can laugh at the Detroit Lions. Yeah, but other than that, I ain't doing too much.
Got that slip there. Of course, Mike, what are you doing this week?
This weekend I'll be in Hartford, Connecticut at the Funny Bone with Cheryl Underwood and Kyle Larrabee. September the 12th and 13th, 2 shows both nights. So if you're in the area, get your tickets. Come out and check us out.
You have a great time, everybody. We want you to support. Folks, we want you to give us talk about this show, share it with, like, and subscribe. Give us 2 minutes. We out of here. And we go.